Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You know, the NFL never fails to deliver drama, excitement, and, let's face it, controversy. And today, we've got a juicy one for you that's been making waves all over the sports world. It's about none other than the Houston Texans linebacker, Azeez Al-Shaair, and an incident that has got everyone talking. What happened, you ask? Well, let me take you through it. But don't worry, I'm going to keep it fun and light. So, let's talk about that infamous moment from the Texans' Sunday game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you missed it, Al-Shaair was ejected after delivering what can only be described as a late hit on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence. And, spoiler alert, this isn't your average hit. It was the kind of hit that has sports fans on social media turning into keyboard warriors, ready to launch their opinions. And of course, sparking debates about player safety and, well, what's too much? But before you start assuming Al-Shaair was some sort of villain on the field, let me hit you with the facts. Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans came to his players' defense. And let's just say, he was not having it with the idea that Azeez is a dirty player. Listen, we're not out here trying to hurt anyone, DeMeco Ryans said, in his usual calm, but firm tone. But there's a lot to unpack here. Oh, and Ryans made sure to point out that he's not just defending his guy because he's on his team, but because he knows how the game goes. He's been there, he knows the drill. But, you know, it's not like he was just throwing around a bunch of jargon for the cameras. He had some pretty interesting points. In case you missed it, the hit on Lawrence was late, really late. The kind of hit that made everyone hold their breath and think, oh boy, that's not gonna sit well with the league. But Ryans had a different perspective. He suggested that, in today's NFL, quarterbacks have developed this little habit of taking advantage of a rule meant to protect them, sliding late in plays, hoping to grab an extra yard or two. And, well, that's exactly what happened in this case. Trevor Lawrence slid, but it was a little late, and Al-Shaair didn't quite have time to stop his momentum. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but that's still a late hit, right? And you'd be correct. But here's where it gets interesting. Ryans went on to explain that while quarterbacks need to be protected, they also need to take responsibility for the timing of their slides. If you're about to go down, you gotta go down. And if you're running out of bounds, get out of bounds. Easy, right? Well, maybe not so much when you're trying to avoid getting hit by a bunch of 300-pound linebackers. I mean, if we're sliding, we need to make sure we're getting down when we need to. You know, the rules are there to protect quarterbacks. But hey, you can't have it both ways, Ryans said, kind of like the voice of reason we all need right now. However, it wasn't just about defending his player. Ryans acknowledged that Trevor Lawrence did get hurt. And he hoped that Lawrence was okay. No one wants to see players hurt, after all. But let's be real, this incident was more about the aftermath, the whole, is Al-Shaair a dirty player, narrative. Which is something Ryans clearly wasn't going to let slide. Al-Shaair, by the way, didn't take the situation lightly. On Monday, he took to social media to apologize to Lawrence for the late hit. And while he was at it, he called out some of the racially charged and Islamophobic abuse he had received since the incident. I genuinely didn't see him sliding until it was too late, he wrote, explaining how everything happened in the blink of an eye. Here's where it gets a bit heavy. Al-Shaair didn't just apologize for the hit. He also had to address some pretty disgusting comments. According to him, he's been called every single name in the book by reporters who were apparently just itching to find a villain in the story. But it wasn't just the media. He also faced hateful abuse from fans, including racist and Islamophobic remarks. Now, if you're thinking, whoa, that's not okay, you're absolutely right. No athlete, or anyone for that matter, should have to deal with that kind of treatment, especially when they're already owning up to a mistake they made on the field. So, Al-Shaair's message? Simple. You don't know my heart nor my character, he wrote, and I don't need to prove myself to any of you. And honestly, I think we can all agree that personal attacks like that should have no place in sports, or anywhere for that matter. But this whole situation got even more interesting when Jaguars head coach Doug Pederson chimed in. You know, coaches always have an opinion. But Pederson didn't hold back. When asked about what kind of punishment Al-Shaair should face, he didn't shy away from pointing out that the NFL has got to do better with discipline. And he didn't just stop there. He even referenced some of the recent chaos in NCAA football, where tempers flared and fights broke out in rivalry games. He pointed out that these kinds of plays escalate quickly. And, as we all know, things can get out of hand. I think the league is going to handle these situations as they come up. Pederson said, "We've got to figure out a way as a league to minimize or at least get these plays out of the game. If possible. Yeah, because nothing says, NFL, like minimizing late hits. Right? So, as the Texans head into their bye week, there's still a lot to figure out. Azeez Al-Shaair's reputation is on the line. The NFL is reviewing the hit for possible suspension. And fans are on the edge of their seats wondering what happens next. And don't forget, Houston's next game against the Miami Dolphins is set for December 15th. We'll see if the Texans can bounce back or if this controversy will hang over their heads like an unwanted cloud." Alright, folks, that's a wrap for today's breakdown. What do you think? Did Azeez Al-Shaair deserve to be penalized? Or was the hit just part of the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends who love NFL drama as much as we do. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Hey there, football fans, buckle up, because we've got some NFL drama to talk about that had us all on the edge of our seats this weekend. From illegal hits to heated confrontations, Week 13 brought us the kind of action that only the NFL can deliver. So, let's dive into the jaw-dropping moment that left everyone talking, and trust us, it wasn't just about the game. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends because, oh boy, we've got some juicy stuff to unpack today. The hit heard round the league, Azeez Al-Shaair versus Trevor Lawrence. Alright, folks, here's where the story gets spicy. Sunday's game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and Houston Texans took a serious turn when Azeez Al-Shaair, linebacker for the Texans, decided that Trevor Lawrence wasn't just a quarterback, he was a human piñata. And unfortunately for Lawrence, Al-Shaair took a very wrong approach to tackling. It all went down with just a few minutes left before halftime. Lawrence had just run for a first down and, like any good quarterback trying to save his legs, was about to slide to the ground. Now, in case you didn't know, the NFL has this little rule, a rule that's been around longer than you can remember, that you don't hit a quarterback who's in the process of sliding. Why? Well, it's for their safety, of course. We all know Trevor Lawrence is a little too valuable for that. But guess who didn't get the memo? Yep, you guessed it, Azeez Al-Shaair. As Lawrence was sliding to end the play, Al-Shaair came in full speed ahead, forearm outstretched like a linebacker who's never heard of a pull-up. The impact was brutal. Lawrence's head snapped back, bouncing off the turf like a ping-pong ball on a bad bounce. Ouch. As you can imagine, this wasn't just a play that had Jacksonville fans fuming, it was a full-blown situation. The hit took place right in front of the Jaguars sideline, and as soon as Lawrence hit the ground, teammates flooded the field faster than you can say, flag on the play. Jaguars players swarmed Al-Shaair, furious that their quarterback was taken out of the game with what looked like a nasty head injury.